Triple Trouble is quite a cute Tom and Jerry cartoon. This is a 1952 Tom and Jerry cartoon, and based on the title, I didn't remember this from my childhood, and even as I was watching it, none of it came flooding back to me. But at the very end, there's one thing that I remembered so vividly, and I'll discuss that at the very end with a spoiler warning, because I don't want to spoil how it ends, of course. This one is about Tom and three kittens, or Triple Trouble. Mammy Two Shoes has agreed to look after these three adorable little kittens, and she leaves the house to run some errands or whatever, and Tom is of course left in charge of these kittens. And butter wouldn't melt. They are so precious. But as soon as Mammy Two Shoes' back is turned, that's quite a mouthful, as soon as she's out of the house, the kittens start to make mischief and cause all kinds of problems for Tom. I feel like Jerry took a bit of a back seat in this episode, because usually Jerry is the one causing problems for Tom. Here we have the kittens kind of in that role. Obviously a very different role, but causing very similar problems. And the narrative itself wasn't that great. Or the intricacies of the narrative. It wasn't that interesting. The kittens were very cute. I loved how they were animated, but I didn't think the actual things they were doing were that fun or that fascinating. It was cute enough to watch, but I felt like my attention wandered a few times. It didn't really captivate me as much as most other episodes. I realise I'm 30 years old, I'm maybe not necessarily the target audience by this point, but most Tom and Jerry cartoons I can focus on without feeling like my attention's drifting. This one, it needed a few other more dramatic moments to be really captivating. And maybe I'm looking for too much in a Tom and Jerry cartoon, but usually it's not a problem. Nevertheless, it was very cute. I thought the narrative progressed quite well, even if the things that were happening were not always that interesting. And I did like the absolutely adorable kittens. So it's not too bad. I do recommend it if you're a fan of Tom and Jerry. And the scene, spoiler, I'm about to say what happens at the very end, but at the very end, I don't know why it brought back such a vivid memory. But at the end, they're all on this washing line, those rotating washing lines, with their bottoms smacked. And I don't know why that stuck in my mind, but it really brought me back to my childhood. I remember that image very well. Chances are I always will. So I think because of that, it left me feeling even more, like a bit more positive about the cartoon than I was beforehand, because up until that point, it was alright. It was decent, well animated, not the best narrative. But that final scene, that final moment, definitely left a lasting impression, and that works in the episode's favour. So, not my all-time favourite, needless to say, but Triple Trouble is still definitely worth watching. Also, I'm aware that it's called Triplet Trouble. I can't read my own handwriting, which does look like it says Triple Trouble. Same episode, Triplet Trouble, worth watching.